G'day guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to handpick the best cats over the last decade. That's quite a tough assignment. There have been some absolute superstars for the cats, and there's some even here that unfortunately haven't been at the category over the last, 10 years. Ablett's, he left at the end of 2010 and he's come back at the end of 2017. So he's had a couple of years, but obviously he's definitely been one of the best players of the last 20 years. Full stop, but definitely did his best before 2010, with at least being with the Cats, because then he left, and then he played some pretty good footy at the Suns as well. Potentially even better because he was the man. And this was a tough challenge because there were a few to choose from, as I said, but the best player of the decade for the Cats goes to a man named Joel Sellwood. So Joel, he's played nearly 300 games, he's kicked over 150 goals, 31 years of age. He's had one of the most grueling careers you'll ever likely to see. He'd get cuts on his head every single week. One of the most courageous players I've ever seen play the game, if I do say so myself. Started obviously his journey in 2007 and won a flag, and then won another flag a couple of years later, then won a third flag a few years after that. So look, he's won a premiership in this decade, just one. I feel like the Cats could have won more, but that's a story for another day and another sore point of myself, but that's all good. But yeah, can't underestimate Joel. I mean, I've seen better kicks of the footy, I will say. I probably can't kick it as good as Joel can, but certainly got good goal sense, and I feel like he kicked over 30 goals in 2013. He was second in the Brownlow then. He was very close, and unfortunately I don't think he's ever going to win one, but he'll be one of the best players to not win a Brownlow, alongside Scott Pendlebury, one of the players also mentioned in another one of these videos. So yeah, look, he's had a really outstanding career. The credentials speak for themselves. Three-time premiership player, obviously we're only talking about this decade, in 2011. Six-time All-Australian, and he's been captain, looks to be 3 times. Yeah, so that's quite an achievement in itself. Most courageous player 4 times, 3-time best and fairest, captain for the last 8 years, and plenty more to go on the end of that as well. Herald Sun Player of the Year in 2014, Michael Tuck medal, best on ground in the NAB Cup Grand Final it was back then, pre-season premiership as well. So obviously that's at the end of just before the start of the decade, and the captain for the International Rules Series. So what a man he's been. He's ultimate professional, wears his heart on his sleeve, one of the most courageous players you'll ever see play. Always, without hesitation, he'd go back with the fly of the ball. And yeah, just a true champion. So hasn't had his career best years the last few years, entering the twilight, but over the course of the 10 years, he's been amazing. And even in the tough times for the Cats, he's been the one stepping up when the midfield was a bit leaner than what it has been, because it's been such a decorated midfield for such a long period of time. There was a few others I had in mind as well. Harry Taylor, the intercept lord. I think second or third most intercept marks over the decade. So you're competing with players like Alex Rance there. So I think even Scotty Thompson, who I think won it. He's an elite ball user and just an outstanding defender over a very long time, starting his journey in 2008. Tom Hawkins is probably our most valuable player, to be honest. He's kicked over 500 goals, getting close to that 300 game mark, and what a champion of the game he's become. He's got a bit of an All-Australian this year, so I think that's his second All-Australian, and would be so lost without him. And you saw the prelim final. Who do we need? We didn't have him. So yeah, so Joel Sellwood has to take out the plaudits there, and I've even put Patrick Dangerfield. I think he's won 3 of our 4 best and fairest over the last few years, and he was runner-up to Blitzarves in one of those years. So could have easily had 4 best and fairest in a row, and he's been outstanding. So he's been our best player over the last 4 or 5 years, and rightfully so. He's an out-and-out champion, and probably by the end of 2025 will probably be our best player, talking from 2015 onwards. So that's it, guys. For the Cats, chuck in who you reckon's been the best cat over the course of this decade. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe away, like the video, all that good stuff. Thanks for your time, guys. I'll see you in the next video.